Alright guys, I'm doing a quick video today on my dehumidifier. This is a Sol USA Air powered by Gree. I don't know who makes this, but I've had this for, I want to say, about 8 or 9 years, and it was working just fine until the last few days. And what's happening is the humidifier, when it wants to shut down the compressor, I hear this really loud rattling noise. And what happens is the compressor doesn't turn off, and it keeps going and going. And when I turn it off, the compressor stays on. So I took it apart, and I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like when I plug it in, and it's off right now, right? So as you can see, the compressor kicks in, okay? And look, it is off. It is not on. And when I turn it on, what happens, the fan will kick in. So now the fan is working. So, and when I turn it off, see, it doesn't turn off. The compressor stays on until I unplug it. So, it could be a few things. It could be a ground issue, but most likely, it's let me get this out of the way. Most likely it's that relay or whatever that thing is. It's that's causing the compressor not to shut off. It could also be the capacitor. I'm not sure, but whenever you guys work on this thing, make sure you kind of discharge the capacitor. And what you could do, you could just use a screwdriver and just contact both sides on the bottom, and that will discharge the capacitor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna order a capacitor and a relay for this thing and replace both and see what happens. Hopefully that will fix the problem. Other than that, I don't see any rust spots on this thing. Everything seems to be working just fine. Usually if the grounds are rusted out, it could cause an issue, but in this case I don't see anything being rusted out. It's just dirty. It has a lot of dust on it. So I'm going to take the vacuum. I'm going to take the vacuum, kind of clean this up, clean as much stuff as I can up, and wait for the parts to show up and put this thing back together. Hopefully that will fix the problem. So I'm gonna come back as soon as I have the parts. Alright guys, so I actually ended up taking out the whole thing, the capacitor. This is a resistor, and actually what I need to change is this relay right here. And as you can see, this relay is soldered in, so I gotta work on my soldering skills to see how I could remove this this relay. So I think it only has like 2 points of contact, but I won't know until I actually try to take this thing off. So stay tuned. This was a challenge to take out. Actually, there's a lot. There's 4 points that this thing sits on. These little plastic legs, and it was very difficult to get these out. So I spent a quite amount of time on this. But so the items I'm going to replace, I'm going to replace the capacitor. I'm not going to replace this because this should be fine. But this is easy to get to if I need to get to it. But I do have to change this because this is what needs to be replaced to actually make the compressor turn off. So that's what's happening. So I'm gonna order a new one of this relay switch and a capacitor. So this shouldn't be an expensive part. So once I get those in, I'll be right back. All right, so the relay is a piece that I mentioned that I was going to replace. So the new relay is here. I got the same identical part. I mean, don't worry about the color of the tips. That's not a big deal. But This is soldered into the board, so we're gonna have to take the solders out. There's 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna have to extract those soldering points for the part to come out. So I'm gonna use my alligator piece, and I have this kind of solder vacuum that I really enjoy using at all times because it makes it really easy to extract the solders. And push it down. There comes the solder.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Very cool. Can I try?
Hold on.
What's the... vacuum thingy?
Yeah. Alright, let's see if this part is gonna come out. Should be freed out.
Whoa.
And there you go. That's how easily it comes out. Now, we're just gonna put the new one in and solder it in.
Oh.
And this should easily fit right in without any force, and it's in. So I'm gonna use my alligator teeth, and then I'm gonna use one here to keep it in place.
Smart.
While I'll solder this in place.
Right.
Alright, we're gonna give it a tuck test. And look at that. Solder's in.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Alright, let's go install. Alright, the board is back. I put all the wirings back. The new capacitor's in. Hopefully I put all the wires in correctly, so I don't know until I plug it in. So now I'm going to plug it in and see if this is actually going to stay off when I plug this in. So stay tuned. All right, compressor's off. Compressor's not coming on. Let's see if this is going to turn on. Alright. It's working. I don't see any sparks. Compressor's working. The fan's blowing. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the Alright, frost is building up on the coils, as you can see. I'm waiting for the compressor to turn off, just to make sure the relay is working. Alright guys, and now this is the moment I was waiting for. The compressor is off, the fan is blowing. This is exactly what I needed. So everything's working fine. I will link the items I use in the description. Everything I used to fix this thing, which the total cost was about with the capacitor about $20 to fix it. So it wasn't that bad at all. It was great. And as soon as the compressor turns off, all this condensation starts to drip into the bucket. So there you go guys, very easy fix. A little time consuming because you have to wait for parts, but it functions exactly like an AC. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below if you have any comments.